everyone and welcome to my art studio tour. I know it's a very small room and it's super tiny, but I try to make the most out of it and I love it and I enjoy spending my time here. And it's the place where I feel most creative, and I think it's because I try to keep it clean and organized, so I have everything on display and I can just start working and getting creative whenever I want to. On the first shelf I have some books about art and photography and sewing, and there's a Spanish book, but you know that was a failure. And on the other side I have some books about art too, but those are in particular about learning how to draw and sketching, but I don't really look in them, and I should, because I love sketching, but I'm not good at it at all because I can't just stop and I always make full drawings, so that's definitely a weakness of mine. Here I have my acrylic colors and I really like to paint and just, grab one and get started. And then I have my sewing machine, but I don't really like to sew because it's just so expensive to make something on your own. So I can sew and I will for my family members or if something has a hole in it, but I don't really like it. And here I have my colored pencils. Those are from Faber-Castell and they are called the polychromos, if you pronounce it like that. And they are so expensive, but they are really worth it because the quality is just amazing. And the funny thing is, every time I draw with them or have them somewhere, someone comes up to me and says, "Oh, I thought you have a huge laptop there." And I said, "No, those are just pencils." On the next shelf I have even more sewing material, and I have so much of it because I work with children and teenagers, and I like to make something with them that they can make on their own and actually use. I think it helps them get resilient and trust in their own abilities, and that's what I like about it. Down here I have some washi tape and glitter, and this one I like in particular because it has like this sheen to it and reflects the light in different colors, and some pom-poms, and I use them to make toys for kids or decorate or whatever. In here are my post-its and I couldn't open it, so I just closed it again. And I have some more craft stuff, letters, which I actually for my letterbox, but I used them to learn how to do calligraphy. And I have some more stuff for sewing. Those are to make holes or put buttons in fabric. On the next shelf I have some decorations or some stuff that I use daily. This is my letterbox and it lights up and it says Atelier, and it means art studio in German, but I'm not sure if you can say it in English too. And there's my sketchbook and my crayons and chalk. And I like to draw with them because you're so quick with them. There's my speaker and it's a docking station for my iPod too. And this is actually very useful because when I work on something that takes longer or on a project, I put everything that I need in there, so I don't make a mess and I have everything together, and I love it. So that's a little tip for you. Down here I have my sketchbooks, and in this folder I keep all of the art or the paintings or drawings that I don't own anymore or that are too big to have in my little art studio. Next to it are my sketchbooks, and I have them in different colors for different occasions. And this is a little book that I made in school. It was a project to make a children's book, and it's about a whale and his cell phone, and I like it. And I'm thinking about making it again in digital art and a little bit more professional. This is for digital art and I haven't put anything in there because I just bought it. And I think that it makes your drawings very shiny and looking good. And it's great to have your digital art also physically there to feel and see, and I think it feels more real. Now onto my desk area. You can see the wall art of the plants and I'm making a tutorial about it. It's very easy to make and it only takes a few minutes. Here I have canvases and bigger papers, sketching books too. And this little thing you can see is because this room is actually made to be a kitchen, so I can't put it away, obviously. On my desk I have some water and my iPad, and I don't use the Apple Pencil just because my iPad is too old for it, so I use a different one. But I've tried the Apple Pencil and it's amazing and I will probably invest in it. But I don't want to buy a new iPad just to use the Apple Pencil. Above my desk I have a lot of sockets, and most of the time I use them all. To the right side of my desk I have all of my brushes, and those little containers are so useful for working with acrylic colors or watercolor because you don't have to waste anything, or you can mix something in it. Next to it I keep my most used pencils or scissors or something I work with daily. This does not belong there, it belongs right there. Put it back. Then there is my camera equipment and some baking paper, and I use this for sketching or making bigger drawings, but it's mainly for sewing. So I'm going to start with the first container on the left side. And by the way, I think everything in this room is from IKEA. There are my stamps, and I have ink and ink pens there too. And I use this for bullet journaling. I don't really have a bullet journal, but I use it to make notes or craft. And this I use for calligraphy. And this is very pretty. It's made out of glass. And my parents bought it for me when they were on vacation. So I can't tell you where it's from. Here I have some rulers and templates for lettering and stickers, because like I said, I work with children and they love to get stickers. But I use them for myself too, obviously. Here I have some electronical devices, my headphones and my old laptop. There are some pencils that I don't use that often, but I use the fine liners. And this is probably my most important drawer. I have a little notebook where I just can sketch something very quickly or write down ideas to get it out of my head while I'm drawing. And this is so useful because when you are drawing something, you can put your hand on it and you don't smudge something, but you can still see through it. Here I have my watercolors, and I'm not that practiced with them, but I'm now trying to learn how to do it. Then there's I looked it up, it says compass, but I'm not sure if that's the right word. We call it circle in Germany. And then I have some markers or pencils for lettering and my pencils for sketching. And I have a variety of pencils in there to be prepared. And in this thing, which is actually from a straightener, I have all of my markers. Some of them are from Copic, some of them aren't, but I have to say the Copic ones are by far the best. In here I have some random stuff, and I don't even know how to explain what it is. One thing is for mixing colors, then there I have a knife for carving, which I don't do anymore, but I don't know where to put a knife. Then I have a cutter, and this little thing is amazing for bullet journaling. I use it to stick my sketches into my sketchbook if I draw somewhere else. And it's like, I'm trying to explain it now. It's to roll on paper and it's sticky from both sides. So it's very expensive, but amazing. Here I have some loose paper and flashcards for studying. There are some objects which contain an emotional meaning for me or are memories. This is a portrait of me made with a 3D printer. My dad made this for me. He's an engineer from mechanical engineering, and those are to play chess, and he made this by himself. And in the last drawer I have some more electronical devices and camera equipment. Next to my desk there's a pinboard which is completely empty, and I want to make a vision board out of it. And I will probably make a video about it, so stay tuned. Then there's a little window, and as you can see I'm in the basement or cellar. But I still can look outside, which is amazing. On this little shelf I have all of my notebooks which contain quotes, ideas, sketches, and everything that comes to my mind. And I do use them and need them all to organize my thoughts and remember everything. So that's it for my art studio tour. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. See you the next time.